The woman had always planned to stay child-free, but she went to the hospital for a pre-pregnancy check just to surprise her husband. She pulled out her marriage certificate and handed it over, but the doctor told her straight up it was fake. Hearing that, she completely froze. She and her husband had been married for 3 years. How could it possibly be fake? But the doctor said it wasn't just that. Her husband already had a child. The hospital even kept the original birth records. At that moment, she stood there in shock. Only then did she realize that the happy marriage she believed in for 3 years was all a lie. Before she could even process it, she saw her husband walking in with the scheming woman and her family, smiling like a picture-perfect unit, and the little girl kept calling the man dad. So the woman stepped forward and blocked their path. She demanded to know what his real relationship with that woman was. The little girl looked up curiously and asked the man who this auntie standing in front of them was. Faced with his daughter's question, the man instinctively pretended he didn't know her. He said she was just a friend. Everyone around immediately assumed the woman was the mistress, trying to wreck a family, so she could take the wife's place. That's when the scheming woman shot the girl a look. The girl ran up and yelled that the woman was a bad person. The woman reacted on instinct and pushed the girl away. The scheming woman instantly put on a pitiful act, telling her not to scare a child, and the man took their side without hesitation, not even trying to explain himself. So the woman tossed the fake marriage certificate at him, and turned around and walked away. When she got home, the man was already kneeling in the living room, begging for forgiveness. The moment he saw her, he rushed to explain with a DNA test, saying the girl wasn't his. He claimed the child belonged to the scheming woman and another man, but her husband had passed away unexpectedly, so he was just helping out. Back then, the scheming woman wanted to take the child abroad, but the visa never went through. Left with no choice, he married her on paper, and promised he'd go file for divorce the very next day. That's when the woman touched the scars on his back. She remembered how she chose to stay child-free, and he said he respected her decision, but his parents couldn't accept it. Every holiday, they punished him with a whip, and even so, he still stood firmly by her side. Thinking of that, her heart softened. Seeing him apologize so sincerely, she decided to give him one last chance. The next day, she went to inspect the kindergarten she personally sponsored, but through the window, she saw him outside, the scheming woman and her daughter at the school event. In that instant, she was completely done with him. She finally understood. He would never let go of that woman and her child, so she made a decision. When it was time for her speech later, she'd give him a surprise. Meanwhile, the man finished all the activities with the scheming woman and her daughter, and even won first place. That's when the principal announced that the event's sponsor would come on stage to speak. Then the woman walked up to the stage. The man froze the moment he saw her. On stage, she said she sponsored the kindergarten because her husband loved children too. Then she invited the man to come up and say a few words. With the crowd clapping non-stop, he had no choice but to walk on stage awkwardly and admit in public that she was his wife. The crowd instantly started whispering. They all realized the scheming woman was the real mistress. Unable to face the stares, the scheming woman bolted with her daughter. The man rushed after them to apologize. The girl ran up crying, saying the kids at school were calling her an illegitimate child. Hearing that, the man said flat out that he was her father. Just then, the woman walked past the doorway. The man immediately ran out and blocked her path. He said she scared the girl a few days ago, so he brought her to the event to help her relax. The scheming woman chimed in, saying the child was still young and needed a dad. That's why she asked him for help. She thought the woman wouldn't mind since she didn't have kids. Hearing that, the woman said calmly that even though they had a marriage certificate, she was still the man's wife in name. But before she could finish, the man snapped at her. He yelled that the scheming woman had already apologized, so why was she still pushing it? At that moment, she was completely done with the man standing in front of her. Early the next morning, the scheming woman got a call from the kindergarten. They told her to withdraw her daughter. After hanging up, she looked at her daughter, and a plan formed in her mind. She told the girl to fake fainting, to lure the man over. When he arrived, the scheming woman threw herself into his arms, saying the kindergarten kicked the girl out, and she cried until she passed out. After that, the man stormed off to confront the woman. He yelled at her for getting the girl expelled. Even when she said she had nothing to do with it, he refused to believe her. He warned her that if she ever bullied the girl again, he wouldn't let it slide. Then he turned around and left. At that point, the woman knew their relationship was truly over. When she got home, the housekeeper told her the man was planning to leave for good. Just then, he walked out with his bags packed. Seeing the woman, the scheming woman explained that the girl was sick and wanted to see her dad, so he went to check on her. Once the girl recovered, she promised she'd send him back. The woman didn't stop them. She walked straight into the house. The next morning, her assistant told her the man was taking the scheming woman and her daughter to events everywhere, and even bought a kindergarten and named it after the girl. But she didn't care anymore. She only told the assistant to prepare a full asset division, because 3 days later, at the company's partner appreciation banquet, she was going to give him a very special gift. Click the link below to watch the full video.